This is Brett from UFD Tech's $500 build guide. He released this on August 31st, which is just 6 days ago. And it says ultimate $500 gaming PC build guide for 2022. We're going to take a look at this. We'll watch this at 1.5x and let's see what Brett can do. It already looks good. And I'm pretty sure this PC on the left here, before he even starts talking, I'm pretty sure this PC over on the left was a previous budget build guide of his. And this one, the new one, the one that's in the thumbnail at least, looks much, much better. So let's see how Brett does on this one. All right, Brett.
This PC was built in April. This one was built this week in August. They cost the same amount, but one is significantly faster thanks
April and August. Okay, I knew I saw that build before. All right.
GPU prices coming back to roughly normal. For $500, we're going to show you what the best bang for buck PC you can build right now is, and you get to include a GPU this time.
So we get a GPU. Okay, that makes sense.
So the market ever changed.
In April, it was really hard to include a GPU in $500 build guides unless if you're... It wasn't difficult for PC flippers, you know, PC enthusiasts who are constantly hawking the good deals. But for a build guide where you're trying to get people to repeat it, yeah, in April for $500 builds, we were recommending like 5,600 Gs for sure.
And it might change for you, especially since we got some killer deals like with the SSD, which I'll get to in a
Killer
second.
deals,
but
all right. That's what I like to hear.
Is going to be the Intel Core i3 10100F. It's 4 cores,
10100F. Brett, let's go. Oh, wow. I really like the Adobe After Effects action here. Yeah, 10100F, $500 build. Like, you can usually get a little bit better deal on a 10105F for a little bit more performance, but you absolutely love to see it. Off to a great start.
The Gigabyte B460M, which we picked up for $66.
Oh, wow, Brett, let's go. That's a great price. Off to a good start, man. You know, when you're buying the 10100F or the 10105F, you just got to get the cheapest B460 or B560 motherboard that you can find. And if you can make it micro ATX, you're going to save a ton of money. And I do see the micro ATX case in there. This is a W for sure. He's off to a good start.
Of 16 gigs of RAM, it's the all-the-way DDR4 3200 megahertz. Only costs us $53.
Someone watches ZTT. Let's go.
Powering everything, a $45 power supply, the EVGA 600BR.
Okay, so I don't hate that choice. Obviously the BR, that's tier C. With a high-end system, you don't really want to use a BR anymore, but the fact that you can get them for super cheap on EVGA B stock and in a $500 build, like, you only have so much money, I don't hate that choice. Like, it looks like he's going to pair this with something like a 1060 or something like that. A tier C, a 600 BR is going to be perfectly fine. Definitely more wattage than what he needs.
For the case, we're stuffing everything into the Thermaltake Versa H18 tempered glass side
Ooh.
panel. Plenty of ventilation grills on the front for airflow. Hopefully we get decent temperatures out of this. We also picked up a fan of the up here.
The Versa 18 is a good, it's a good micro ATX budget case. I've used it before in Flippin' Friday. I like it.
120 mil white 5-pack
Also use these. I've used every part so far.
Now, as I mentioned, we got a killer SSD deal. The Samsung 970 EVO Plus. This typically costs around $70 in case you're looking to get between 250 and 500 gigs.
It's a 1 terabyte.
1 terabyte drive at the same price of only $69.99. We're getting over double the capacity for the price of what you can get this for.
That's not bad.
It was a steal. So just make sure.
That's not bad. So that's a really, really good deal for that specific SSD. Now, for a $500 build, this isn't a flipping guide. This is purely a gaming PC build guide. He went with the best choice. You know, if you can find the 970 Plus, 1 terabyte for $70, that's a good deal. You probably won't be able to beat that. For flipping, you can save more money if you buy a 500 gigabyte NVMe drive. You can save a lot more money with something like the MP33 or that Patriot 340 or whatever I've been using lately, or some of the other, like the Crucial P2, like some of those other more budget models. You can save more profit on that, but again, Brett's not making a flipping video. This is a build guide, but he did get a really good deal on that. So if you can't find that deal, then you will, if you want to spend around the $70 that he did, you're going to have to get a bit cheaper of an NVMe drive. But you can still get 1 terabyte for $70, like the MP33 or something. That's not super repeatable, though.
Especially with the one we chose today, which is the RX 580 4 gig.
Oh, RX 580, okay.
Heavily used for mining, but not so much the 4 gigs as of late because Ethereum moved past 4 gigabyte GPUs, so it likely was used a little less for mining than you would expect. This version is the MSI Armor.
I want to know how much you paid for it. You can find the 580s, the 4 gigs, for a little bit over 100 on average. For our PC flippers, let me know, guys, if you've seen this for cheaper. The 4 gigabytes specifically are much cheaper than the 8 gigabytes because of what he said, how mining lost a lot of efficiency at 4 gigabytes versus 8 gigabytes. So we're seeing a huge difference in the pricing between those. But for a $500 build, an RX 580 is still a really good play. The 4 gigabyte RX 580s are around $90 on eBay today. Are you looking at bid prices because for the buy it now prices or even the sold auctions, I don't think it's 90. I think it's a little bit more than that.
The CPU cooler, we should have just spent $20 and gotten a nice white one to fit in with the aesthetic.
I agree with him, but if he specifically like ran out of money and he's trying to hit the $500 target absolutely exactly without going over budget because it's a YouTube video, then using the stock cooler is perfectly fine. I would remove that Intel sticker. That way it's at least all black except for the cable going to the fan header. But yeah, you can, like that Thermaltake UX something has been going on sale for like $21, $22. That's all black, but you can also buy the white up here CPU coolers for much cheaper. But speaking of up here, I am noticing that he didn't align the back, the orientation of his up here fans. The bottom one is upside down and then the top one is rotated 90 degrees. I personally don't really care about that stuff, but I know the internet absolutely hates when us YouTubers do it. So I haven't done that for a really long time. So I'm sure Brett will hear about that in his comment section.
If we're going to keep the Intel CPU cooler, we probably should have like wrapped the cables in order to make it not look as terrible. Number 3,
I've never tried that, but I should.
Power supply down here to make it a little bit more black and white. There are improvements that we could have made. I'm definitely happy with the PC.
Removing the sticker down there, especially with the 600BR that has like the bronze and EVGA orange color in it, really smart move removing the sticker. I would like to see some vinyl on there, like you guys know, like some white carbon fiber vinyl. Even black would have looked better, but overall, like removing that sticker is like 9 out of 10. You know, that's just trying to get it to the 10 out of 10 right there.
This is only a Ryzen 5 5600G system.
Yep, 5600G in April. That's what I said.
Prices are coming down. 4 cores, 8 threads, 16 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte SSD, RX 580 for under $500 is definitely somewhere we were not at 6 months ago. So let's take a look at the gameplay.
But overall, I think that's a really, really good parts list.
We tested all
10100F and the
Valorant. We came in with an average
and the 580. That's really good. Does Brett include headshots in his benchmarks? No. Ooh, that was terrible. Oh, Brett, are you recording this? And also seeing a little discrepancy up here on his MSI Afterburner. His CPU says i3 12100F. I don't know what Brett's smoking here. It does say 584 gigabytes. So his GPU was updated. Not sure what the discrepancy here. I don't know if I'll leave you guys up to that one. I'm not sure what's going on there. Cheater? Yeah, I don't know if he was benchmarking 12100F. I doubt it. Brett's a good guy. I doubt it. But it is sus that the GPU name was changed, but that CPU still says 1200F. That's a long clip without a headshot. Spider-Man. Should I benchmark Spider-Man, do you guys think? I kind of like the pause that he does. I do kind of like that he lets these clips play a little bit. That way we can really see if there's stutters and whatnot. I need some more action in these benchmarks, Brett. I need some more. 42, that makes sense. Cyberpunk does not run on old hardware at all. It's really, really difficult. That seems low. So when you're benchmarking Fortnite, you absolutely should not use the presets. Go use pro settings. 1080p is like a waste of performance power. You got to go 1080p Pro, where you set everything to low, except for view distance to epic or whatever the highest one is, and then the resolution back to 100%. That'll give you better performance, and you get the competitive advantage of longer view distance than 1080p. But so yeah, 76 seems low. I guess that is the difference between going from 1080p Pro to medium, but you should be getting over 100 FPS with that setup, I feel like.
59 degrees Celsius and GPU temperatures of just 70 degrees Celsius. So for $500, I'm actually really happy with this build. We're getting closer to normal.
I am too, man. I'm happy with that build.
We made a few mistakes with regards to the aesthetics that we'll be upgrading for our next
mistakes to the aesthetics.
To get subscribed for that. In the meantime, why don't you go watch
I'm glad that he admitted that, though. I think it was just what he said about the CPU cooler, though. I don't think he said anything else. The stock cooler in this is definitely the sore thumb in the aesthetics, and I think he mentioned the power supply as well. But overall, I still think for most people, this is still an aesthetically pleasing build that looks pretty solid. Although his previous $500 build is very clean, all black, and that actually doesn't look too bad. But that's only a 5600G. That's pretty good. I'm impressed. Like Brett, I don't think living next to me, Brett would release a $500 build guide without like you know, stepping up his aesthetic game, and he knows the market too. He doesn't let himself slip up out of the market. Brett, I think that was probably the best build guide that we followed so far. I am going to post that over in the YouTube chat and the Twitch chat. If you guys could go like his video and subscribe to Brett if you guys haven't already, that would be much appreciated. He's a good friend of mine, and I'm super happy that he's my neighbor